NHexit.org. So there's, across from Keene's Railroad Square in New Hampshire, a few minutes ago there was a pro-Palestine demonstration, very small, that broke up before I had a chance to get a picture of it. But I was actually here to get pictures of this. An NHexit demonstration. And it's interesting how, you know, I've come to downtown many times, of course, and it's rare to see civic engagement, you know, people out demonstrating. But as soon as something happens on the other side of the world, they show up and demonstrate for it. But what we're doing locally,
and as John Connell used to say, flag.
What we're doing locally about an issue that people can affect, it's, you know, it's much less common to see people doing civic engagement over something like this. Even knowing as they do that a New Hampshire withdrawn from the Union would no longer necessarily have to underwrite Israel. So New Hampshire resident Russell Canning sponsors and puts together these really elaborate events, you know, probably how often would you say, once a month?
Well, this spring we're trying to do this every Sunday afternoon when the weather's okay.
Okay.
So that could be 2 or 3 times a month.
Yeah. And what's the mission here? What are you trying to get done?
This is a meat space representation of the stuff that's happening online, to let people know that some of us support secession, and we discuss it with people. And if we don't ever come out in person, then people don't know if this is real or not, because it's very normal for them to come and ask how many people are interested in this. You know, that's what these booths bring out.
Russell, by way of full disclosure, is probably going to be the advertiser on this video. I'll put his ad in.
Oh yeah, well that's a complicated thing.
This is the first time, however, that I've had the U.S. out of NH sign. And so that's designed to make people a little bit angrier. So we'll see if it plays differently from, if you just imagine this demonstration without that sign, it would be a little bit of a different demonstration, or outreach, or whatever you want to call it.
Hello there. How's it going? Got questions, comments?
Audio
If you
taping.
like any of our literature?
How are you?
So you might agree or disagree with that.
Now we're getting joined by more folks.
And then
It's on the cars to keep an eye out at pedestrians and stuff. So
hey,
Welcome.
look at that.
hey,
Another banner.
I do. I remember today. There was something else I think I forgot, but
In front of you.
yeah, there you go. Oh, this one's not as sturdy as the other one.
No, I have to sit on the.
So you had an idea that was relevant, you know, why it is that doing things like this that reaches really relatively small numbers of people, but you get to interact with them in person. Why is that important?
Yeah, well, we've been talking, especially on our Matrix server for the NHexit crowd, people like Chris Wade and other guys, we've been talking about what are all the steps it'll take to get to independence, right? If we're trying to mimic like Brexit, we look at how much money did they spend, how many people did they have interacting, what political things, what kind of ads did they do, you know, what kind of media did they do? Well, we're going to have to do all of those things. So, like when we do something physical like this might not be the best thing to do right now, but it's one of the things we're going to have to do. So if all of us does a part of this process, well, then we can finally get all of it.
Yeah. So you studied what happened in England.
Yes. And we've been looking at, well, how much money did that cost? And things like that. And we've looked at, how much would that, okay, so that's the kind of money we're going to end up spending. That Brexit vote had like an 87% turnout, and that's what we're going to have to get. Everybody's going to have to be talking about this.
Go ahead, thank you. You're fine.
Yeah, well, I'm just comparing to the federal stuff where it's like the rules we're voting on that.
The U.S. runs this, and this. So why should we let it run this? Fed up New Hampshireites have placed secessionist legislation in front of the whole state house. They made the politicians vote on it, and they're gonna do it again. But they need your help. Stop hacking at the branches of your suffering. Join the project that strikes the root. NHexit.org